no because me jam no be ton to police na ka to mo no be ya adwuma said that me so ya den am ho ya den do mo no be ya adwuma o area ho nti aban Ghana from pato me dem asem a me nim no o mo tam me nim de ntia o mo tam sa ameme ko bo robenda.
Let's move to some other stories. And the judicial service staff have been admonished to desist from extorting money from court clients and also harassing persons seeking justice from the judiciary. They've also been charged to work diligently and also exhibit high levels of professionalism in the discharge of their duties to engineer confidence in the courts. Chief Justice Enin Yeboah gave the advice when he commissioned a new High Court complex in Kaswa in the Central Region. Our correspondent there is Calvis Tete.
The newly constructed Kaswa High Court, located at Opako in the Ewutu East municipality of the Central Region, is expected to save court clients from long-distance travels either to Aguna Swedru or Winneba to access court services. Clients were mostly confronted with huge transport costs and the inconvenience of long travels, a situation that mostly demotivates them from using the courts as a means of settlement. Commissioning the Kaswa High Court, which has come to add up to the already existing district and magistrate courts in the enclave, Justice Kwesi Enin Yeboah, the Chief Justice of Ghana, emphasized the need for befitting courthouses and expressed optimism that the new project will help in offloading work on the Winneba and Swedru High Courts and ensure fast delivery of justice. He announced that the Kaswa District Court will later this year be retooled to serve as a child-friendly gender-based court to handle domestic violence cases, which is on the rise in the enclave. The Chief Justice, however, admonished court staff to be diligent and professional in the discharge of their duties. He described as cruel all acts of harassment, threats, and extortion of monies from court clients. Justice Enin Yeboah, however, encouraged the public to stand firm and refuse to yield to unlawful demands from judicial service staff. He further encouraged the public to report such conduct for perpetrators to be dealt with by the Judicial Council.
Urge court users and the bar to fully patronize the court-connected alternative dispute resolution services, in respect of which mediators are trained and attached to the courts from time to time. As compared to formal litigation or courtroom trials, the alternative dispute resolution has proven to be speedier, cheaper, and less aggressive and adversarial. Arguably, a newly constructed courthouse will not be of much use if the administrative staff do not effectively assist the judge to function productively. To this end, I urge the staff in this court to exhibit a high sense of professionalism in the discharge of their duties. I would like to remind them that most clients who patronize our service are often physically and emotionally distressed. They need comfort and help as they turn to the courts for justice. Harassment in all forms, including the threats and extortion of money from persons who come to the court for redress, is the cruelest way to treat our own people. I urge the public to stand firm and refuse to yield to the unlawful demands of judicial officers and staff. Do not be afraid to report such people for appropriate disciplinary action to be taken against them. I can assure you that the Judicial Council, which I chair, will not shield any judicial officer or staff found to have been guilty of misconduct. It is my hope that this court will present a new and friendlier face of justice delivery in this municipality.
On her part, Anita Love Oboemisa, Ewutu Senior East MCE, while underscoring the vital need for conflict resolution, expressed belief that the court would help cater for the judicial needs of residents of the area. She says the assembly is inspired by the Local Government Act, which mandates them to provide ready access to courts for the promotion of justice.
Research hazards that increase in population can lead to conflict, particularly when combined with resource scarcity, and more so when the municipality has limited capacity to manage the needs of its people. Conflict resolution and human rights are inseparable when it comes to the well-being of human communities. Crimes, conflict, and misunderstanding exist among humans everywhere and are inevitable. Section 2, subsection 3B of the Local Governance Act 2016 Act 9 for Resource as amended mandates district assemblies to ensure ready access to courts in the district for the promotion of justice.
From the Central Region, let's move to the Upper East Region now, where patients seeking medical care at the Upper East Regional Hospital in Bolga are demanding the immediate suspension of sanitation fees charged by the hospital before allowing them see a doctor for diagnosis. Patients say the move by the hospital impedes access to health care, especially for the poor and needy.
The Upper East Regional Hospital in the past days has been demanding of patients to pay sanitation fee as part of payments when one is seeking medical attention. According to management of the hospital, the sanitation levy on patients is as a result of delays by the National Health Insurance Scheme in reimbursing the facility to enable efficient operations. But patients who had come to access healthcare at the facility described the sanitation fee being charged as illegal and an attempt to extort monies from them. Some patients alleged that the hospital demanded of every patient to pay 10 Ghana cedis and 20 Ghana cedis respectively for outpatients and inpatients services as sanitation levy before being processed to see a doctor. Speaking to Citi News, some patients said the levy imposed on them is an impediment to quality healthcare delivery and thus called for an immediate suspension.
Just very annoying because we are not aware. You know, you bring your child or your sick patient here, even the money is not even available, and you have to. First of all, you have to pay this amount before you can see doctor. I think it's not proper.
How much were you made to pay?
You know, well, they are saying that children who are under 5 years don't pay anything. You just need to send your card and they will clear you. But those that are above 5 years, you pay 10 cedis. Now, if they suspend, it will be good for us. But we don't have any power. Once you bring your patient, whatever they say, you need to follow. If you don't follow, they will not treat you. So we don't have anything to say.
My health insurance card, my child health insurance card to the record. Then the record just said I have to pay 10 cedi. I said, but I have health insurance. That is compulsory sanitation fee. I said, no, I'm not aware on it. That yes, it's compulsory. I have to pay. I said, no, I don't have 10 cedi. That no, if I don't have 10 cedi, then they can't process me for doctor to check on me. And as the child was not well, I have to pay compulsory. So I was not happy about what they just said, sanitation fee. What is it about? I'm not happy, and I'm not aware of the sanitation fee. They should scrap it at all. They should scrap it because we don't know. They should negotiate the government with the government so that the government knows how to put the sanitation fee inside.
But the medical director of the Upper East Regional Hospital, Dr. Aiden Santa Senwier, says the sanitation levy was not compulsory for patients to pay before accessing health care, but rather patients are encouraged to pay the levy. He added that no doctor has the right to turn away patients because they haven't paid the sanitation fee.
While some disgruntled patients are calling for the immediate suspension of the sanitation fee of 10 and 20 Ghana cedis respectively for outpatients and inpatients, management of the hospital says the sanitation fee is not compulsory. However, patients are encouraged to pay these fees to enable the facility run smoothly. Reporting from the Upper East Regional Hospital, I am Frederick Awuni, Bolga, Tanga.
From the health sector, let's talk about the architecture sector or the infrastructure sector. And government and various agencies have been urged to involve Ghanaian professionals in the award of contracts such as the new Ketia market. This comes after fire engulfed the facility, destroying items running into millions of cedis. According to an architect, Dennis Kwame Domfe, who is also a lecturer at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, involving Ghanaian professionals with a better knowledge of the topics could help develop facilities that can better withstand various challenges, such as the recent fire at KJTIA. There's more in this report by Citi News' Bureau Chief for the Middle Belt, Edward Opomafo.
Victims of the recent New KJTIA market fire are yet to get over the incident. So far, the government has set up a 5-member committee to look into the fire outbreak. It is not clear when the reconstruction of the affected parts would be done. This has caused anxiety among the affected traders who say their source of livelihood has virtually been cut off while this incident has gotten the public commenting. An architecture lecturer at KNUST, Dennis Kwame Domfe, believes this could have been avoided if more local professionals had been involved in the construction of the project. According to him, Ghanaian architects, for instance, are familiar with the tropics and the culture of the people and would have come up with a structure that will best fit the lifestyle of Ghanaians and address all other safety concerns.
I've not done a comprehensive analysis on the project, but when you look at the design, looking at our tropics, there are a few questions which come up with such a design. I think that the authorities are probably doing their best, but what we as professionals want to advise is that we need more involvement. There has to be more involvement of Ghanaian professionals, because every building is put into a particular climatic zone. And depending upon the climatic zone, it informs the kind of designs that you need to come up with. Even our culture is something to consider. Our way of selling is something to consider. So when you build a market like that, you know that we like selling on the ground, or we do a lot of impulse buying. You and I buy a lot of impulse. That's why we cannot send hawkers away, because we do a lot of impulse buying. So can we come up with innovative plans such that even as we design our routes, can we have innovative stores for people where, for example, if you visit Oxford Street in London, okay, on certain days on the weekend, major roads are closed and it's a market. On certain days it's opened and it's accepted. Can we involve our professionals more so that when we come up with such designs, it is more climatic specific, okay, so that when such things happen, they can be mitigated? Can we train our people a bit more?
He also wants the committee probing the incident to come up with findings that will best address the identified challenges.
The committee will do a lot more in-depth analysis, exactly what started the fire and all of that. But we heard that it was at an area where there was carbide, there was a bit of turpentine, a number of things. So these are very inflammable materials, obviously. So maybe a lot more should have been done. I will not want to preempt the committee. I know they will do. There are a lot of astute people, obviously, on the committee. They will do a bit more. But I think that moving forward, these are some of the things that we need to look at. When we have a design which is done, everything begins with a design. Before it's built, I tell my clients it's easier to change on paper than to change on site. Let's make all the changes on paper before we build.
For Citi News, I'm Edward Opomafo, New KJTIA Markets, Kumasi.
And here in our Tesano studios in Accra, you're watching the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. My name is Umaru Sanda Amado. Still ahead. Halemu Municipality Chamber of Commerce to increase trade with Ghana following EU-funded Sustainable Partnership Program. More on that when we return. Please be with us.
Can become a household.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You Go Flip, a real estate gaming platform that allows you to play and stand a chance of winning a house or cash or consolidated prizes, such as savings towards a house. Simple and easy to play. Visit www.yougoflip.com Buy a ticket to enter the game. Wait for the end of the game to enjoy the win. Anyone can win. Flip it or own it. You go flip. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Play responsibly, not for persons below 18 years, and gaming can be addictive.
Hooray! Harvest Praise is 25 years! Come and let's celebrate 25 years of sharing his story and his praise. Ministering at the Silver Jubilee edition is praise and worship legend Don Moen. God is good all the time. The young, sensational and anointed minstrel Moses Bliss. And the host choir, the Evergreen Harvest Gospel Choir. As always, Harvest Theatre will deliver a soul-inspiring drama performance. Join us at the UPSA Auditorium on Good Friday, 7th April 2023, 4 p.m. sharp. Tickets, single, 80 Ghana cedis, double, 150 Ghana cedis, and VIP, 150 Ghana cedis. Dial star 725 star 1155 hash on all networks and buy your tickets now. Tickets are also available at Airport Shell, Bachana Total, Sunny 88.7 FM, and all Harvest Chapel branches in Accra. Children are not left out. Children from ages 5 to 12 will enjoy an awesome experience at the HP Kids session featuring King's Kid, Louis Pascal, Kata Harry, and many more. Entry is free for kids once you purchase an adult ticket. Come, let's celebrate. It's the Silver Jubilee. Harvest Praise. Get your praise on. See you there.
You're welcome back. This is Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. I am Umaru Sanda Amadu. Let's move on to some other stories now. And the Secretary General of the Palermo Municipality Chamber of Commerce, Dot Guido Barcelona, has hinted of plans by the Chamber to increase its trade with Ghana following the European Union-funded Twin Cities in Sustainable Partnership program between Sekondi Takoradi and Palermo Municipality in Italy. Speaking to Citi News during a visit by a delegation from Sekondi Takoradi to the Chamber's offices in Palermo, Mr. Barcelona said Italy currently imports a lot of goods from Ghana but hopes to expand its trade with Ghana. Citi News' Akwesi Ejenim, who is our Western Regional correspondent, traveled with the team to Palermo in Italy.
Italy is currently Ghana's 13th biggest importer when it comes to goods from the African continent. But the chamber over here in Italy is currently seeking to actually increase the trade with the Ghanaian Chamber of Commerce. And this very port, the Palermo city in the southern part of Italy, is actually going to be the key port where the trade is expected to actually be pivoted. With the port undergoing expansion just like the Takoradi port in Ghana, the city is looking to increase its trade and seeking opportunities elsewhere. It is in line with this that the European Union-funded Twin Cities in Sustainable Partnership program has brought Sekondi Takoradi and Palermo Municipality together to promote the exchange of good practices in sustainable and inclusive urban governance. While welcoming a delegation from the Sekondi Takoradi Metropolitan Assembly led by the Mayor, Abdul Mumin Issa, the Secretary General of the Palermo Chamber of Commerce said they are optimistic trade can be done between the two cities, especially in solar technology investment.
This meet was a very first meet about many potential deals with Ghana enterprises, and I like to to say that we have to make more meat with enterprise and to increase all the system export import Italy Ghana. I think there are many ways to do this. There are very opportunity in agriculture. And I think that there are very opportunity in technical change, and I think very important way is the solar energy.
On his part, the Chief Executive Officer of the Sekenita Credit Chamber of Commerce and Industry, while hopeful of the positives to come from the new relationship, said his office is creating the right avenues for investment.
As a chamber, we're putting up an MOU with the Palermo Chamber, and what the objective is to really put the two businesses together, starting with an international trade fair here in Palermo later this year, where Ghanaian businesses, Sekendi Takoradi businesses in specific, will be brought here with their product to exhibit, from traditional products that are now gaining international attention through food processing, all the new forms of processed food that have emerged will all join us to come over, including processed wood, different types of processed wood. You know, Western region is the hub of the wood industry in Ghana. Now we no longer export round logs. We do processed wood, and most companies in Sekendi Takoradi are going to join us in this exhibition, and that is aimed at boosting the trade between Sekendi Takoradi through our port, basically, and Palermo through their port, which is just here.
The president of the Ghana-Sicily Business Forum, who coordinated the visit, explained the potential benefits of the project to the two cities.
It's a long-term project, so having strong roots, also involving the business community, the Chamber of Commerce, is very important. The town offer different sectors, different area of collaboration. I'm sure that with the vibrant community in Sekendi Takoradi, it will be possible to have very good business for the main interest of the communities.
Secretary General of the Port of Palermo, Luca Lupi, who also received the Sekendi Takoradi delegation after a short meeting, took the delegation around the facility. The delegation also visited the ongoing expansion site at the port to accommodate tourist and leisure terminals. Luca Lupi said the port is ready to go into special arrangement with the city of Sekendi Takoradi to improve trade.
We had the pleasure of hosting such an interesting delegation where we analyzed together some opportunities for cooperation. We see many opportunities in this field, because I think that business that we can develop together, so we will see in the coming months to establish a kind of relationship in order to see how can we proceed in this way. But I'm really confident that there will be plenty of opportunities to cooperate together.
The mayor of Sekendi Takoradi, Abdul Mumin Issa, noted that the tour has opened opportunities for collaboration with the Port of Palermo.
There are a lot of potentials when it comes to maritime operations in Sekendi Takoradi, especially with the newly expanded port, which has a draft of about 16 meters. This is big enough to accommodate, it's deep enough to accommodate larger vessels, cruise ships such as this, and cargo and bulk vessels. And I believe this trip has given us an eye-opener where we can collaborate with the Port of Palermo and to do business together. And like the managers also said, they are also interested in having business operation outside their jurisdiction. And I believe Takoradi stands tall when it comes to areas of maritime operation.
For Citi News, I'm Akwesi Ejenim, Palermo in southern Italy.
Well, human and vehicular congestion remains a major challenge affecting mobility within the Greater Kumasi metropolitan area of the Ashanti region. Many people have had cause to complain about the long hours they spend in traffic, which negatively affects productivity. In a bid to address this challenge, city authorities are securing funding to procure more large-capacity vehicles to convey passengers and also re-engineer the road networks. Our Middle Belt Bureau Chief Edward Opomafu has more.
Using the central business district of Kumasi during peak hours of the day can be a daunting task. One is more likely to spend more hours in traffic for trips that ordinarily should have taken few minutes. With many people competing for spaces, the human traffic can at times be unbearable. This situation goes beyond the central business district of Kumasi itself, as the case is similar in many other areas within the Greater Kumasi metropolitan area. Authorities have thus developed what they call the Sustainable Urban Mobility Plan to help tackle the issue. Williams Aka is the head of Transportation Engineering Division at CSIR.
And the idea is to come up with a plan which will meet our needs, our transport needs, which means to be able to travel safely, affordable, comfortable, without impacting negatively on future generations. So that is what we did. We've gone through different stages, data collection stages where we did household surveys, we've done traffic data collections, we've come up with analysis of the problem. We also done a lot of consultation. We've visited all the 16 MMDAs. We've also had stakeholder consultations with all relevant stakeholders, and we've come up with a solution. We came up with two proposals. The first one is more focused on public transportation, and that's where we're talking about the bus rapid transits. And we did a multi-criteria analysis, and we identified that it has a huge potential. The second proposal is focused on infrastructure, that is improving on our infrastructure and non-motorized transport system. Yeah, this also has its own pros and cons. So after the multi-criteria analysis, we've done a presentation first to the technical committee, which is the technical people with the assemblies, and then the other agencies.
The Ashanti Regional Minister, Samuel Semensa, is hopeful the initiative, expected to be financed by the African Development Bank, will significantly help address the challenge.
We realize that most of the public vehicles we have are small capacity vehicles. For instance, if you take the trotro, the maximum that they can take is about 20 people. Meanwhile, if we have a bus that can take about 60 people, that means that if we bring one large capacity bus, it's taking off about 3 vehicles off the road and minimizing the number of vehicles you have on the road at a particular time. Yeah, because before you can do this, it will also mean that you need some development on the route itself. You may have to create parking lots at the side of the roads where these long buses or big buses can park for people to board or to alight. Besides that, you need even car park, maybe at the outskirts or the peripheries of most of these assemblies, so that people can even park their car at these parking spaces and then use the large capacity buses and come to town.
He, however, wants the initiative to be integrated with other projects aimed at tackling mobility in Greater Kumasi to avoid overlapping of responsibilities.
Other projects also going on which are also tackling mobility, like the bus rapid transport system. All those ones are ongoing. We have the CUMP also ongoing. That is why I was saying that I think it's necessary for us to integrate all these transport projects that are going on in Greater Kumasi, so to avoid overlapping and then maybe waste of resources. Where we realize that we have one project tackling a certain area which is under another project, we can make them and save some resources, maybe for the widening of the roads and other aspect. So it's a very good project. We are praying that everything will come out successfully. If you listen to the objectives that they set, one of them is education. That is education of the general public. If you educate the general public for them to understand the operations of the project, if we buy into it, it will make things very easy.
For the Agence Française Développement, AFD, the initiative is a sustainable one which will help tackle the mobility issues.
I think that the transport service is going to be more and more important, and the way that the transport demand is growing is not sustainable. So that's why we think that on AFD, so Agence Française de Développement, we think that it's very key to have a sustainable urban mobility plan to help to address all the transport issues, the traffic, the parking also, and to bring them more sustainable. Yes, I think that the enforcement is mainly not the best situation when it comes to implement the transport project. But the key, I think the most important thing is to have a very inclusive approach.
With a strong strategy, stakeholders are hopeful of significantly reducing challenges associated with urban mobility within the Ashanti region. For Citi News, I'm Edward Obonbafo, Kumasi.
And I am Umaru Sandamado here in our studios in Tesano in Accra. Still ahead on the Citi Newsroom. Stakeholders in the fishing industry react to former President John Mahama's campaign promise to exclude canoe and artisanal fishermen from the cruise season. We have that story and more coming up. Please be with us.
Is the neighborhood I'm having my twins.
The very reason why I took this for us. See, the price is very good and it's spacious to contain all of us.
Alphabet City. Now I'm a landlord. I don't pay rent. And my Airbnb business is booming.
To be permanent, bank and I'm not say Alphabet City. The pension pay me 20%. The payment plan, I want to share my just say very smooth.
This is a healthy place to raise our families and creating peace. Come on, be my neighbor.
Alphabet City, the ABC of Home Sweet Home.
Alphabet City is a classy and peaceful gated community in Sakumono. We have 24/7 top-notch security and high-quality access roads. We have 3 bedrooms and 2 washrooms, 3 bedrooms and 3 washrooms with boys' quarters. We have 3 bedrooms and 4 washrooms. We have 2 bedrooms and 2 washrooms, all with beautiful kitchens and kitchenettes. Call Alphabet City on 0240-111119 or 050-44-99999. Alphabet City, the ABC of Home Sweet Home.
Wow. Ah, I know which one the papers were.
I don't know to stick on.
Me pen the POS machine. Hello. Baby, tonight dinner at 7. Bye.
The winning numbers are 10, 12.
Sorry. I won.
Joy.
Your lottery experience just got better with the new NLA Instant Payment. Play on the NLA machine, and if you win up to 1,200 Ghana cedis, you will be paid instantly without any stress via short code *389*1000#. Payments above 1,200 Ghana cedis can be redeemed at the newly established payment centers.
Hey!
NLA Instant Payment and a paying grind.
Wait, guys, bring more.
NLA Development Through Games.
You're welcome back. This is Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. Let's talk about fish now. And stakeholders in the fishing industry have expressed mixed reactions over former President Mahama's promise to exclude canoe and artisanal fishermen from the closed season if he becomes president. According to Mr. Mahama, the activities of the groups of fishermen do not play a role in the issue of dwindling fish stock in the country. He said closed season will be for only trawlers. But as some fisher folk believe the move is a step in the right direction, others think otherwise. There's more in this report by Citi News' Philip Lati.
Close season, no. Yebe close ma fishing trawlers akesiano. Canoe fishermen, ne artisanal fishermen. Umu yusu hiyama. Any small canoes, it will not be closed for them.
That was former President John Dramani Mahama when he spoke to some delegates in Ifansiman in the Central region, where he indicated that the artisanal and canoe fisher folk will be exempted from closed season exercise under his administration. We will explore the thoughts of John Dramani Mahama and speak to the stakeholders in the industry what they make of this decision, whether the artisanal and canoe fisher folk should be halted or should be exempted from the exercise, and that of the trawlers should be the only group that will participate in the closed season exercise.
We have to exempt from, yes, he has to exempt us from this closing season. The government has to do something about that. We've been talking about it for a long time. So if he's there to talk about it, means he's telling the truth.
Why should he be exempted?
Because it's not wealthy. It's not wealthy because you can't rob Peter to pay Paul. Meanwhile, you host, you still hold. You can't be feeding us with rice. Meanwhile, you have closed down the people. They are not sick. They are not doing anything. You just sit down, you feed them. After that, some will go for stealing. Some will be hungry. Some will die. And then you close this thing for unnecessary. Open it to become something like fish that you are expecting. You don't get it well. And the actual problem is the fishing trawlers.
Lighting fishermen are going. The lighting fishing still, nothing at all has been done about it. Even the trawlers, for now, we have seen that there's a slight change over there. But the lighting fishermen are still continuing doing their lighting activities. And still, nothing at all has been changed, shows that due to the closing season, something has changed or something has occurred.
Meanwhile, the Ghana National Canoe Fishermen Council says no group should be excluded from the exercise. According to the acting president of the Ghana National Canoe Fishermen Council, Nana Jojo Solomon, the move will help address the issue of dwindling fish stock.
Where we've gotten to with our stocks is about management, managing the resource. We have overcapacity there as artisanal fishers. We are doing almost 15,000 canoes as against 9,000. Which, according to research or science, should be the number of canoes that will sustain the fishery. And therefore, for me, we have been walked through a lot of scientific reasons why we should manage the stocks. And as artisanal fishers, we have all come to a conclusion that indeed we must comply. I'm surprised this is coming up. But whatever it is adding to the recovery of the stocks. So, and we cannot blame the industrial trawlers alone because we also a part. We are doing light fishing, we are doing undersized meshes, we are doing dynamite chemical fishing. We are doing so many things that are untoward, and that has contributed to the collapse. We cannot blame just one sector of the industry.
Though some artisanal fishermen are excited about the decision and want government to implement it by exempting them from the closed season exercise, the Ghana Canoe Fishermen Council is of the view that the exercise should include all fishing groups in the industry. The Industrial Trawlers Association is also yet to comment on this issue. Reporting for Citi News, my name is Philip Lati.
Now, Ghanaian graduates often get accused of being lazy. They are repeatedly told to start their own businesses instead of feeling entitled to landing a job. Entrepreneurship is a buzzword trumpeted in the ears of young graduates, with political actors promising to create the necessary environment for the young graduates to thrive. But what is the reality on the ground for young graduates who decide to start their own businesses? Caleb Kuda has been exploring that story.
I would be biased towards female entrepreneurs in this report. Don't be offended. After all, U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris, during her visit here last week, campaigned for women entrepreneurs.
Women are entrepreneurs, yet have limited access to capital and markets. And there are many factors that impact a woman's ability to survive and thrive. One of those is economic empowerment. And when we lift up the economic status of a woman, let's be clear, we lift up the economic status of her children, her family, her community, the entire economy benefits.
So now, meet my case study for female graduate startup owners.
So my name is Akusia Sichajukum. I'm a chemical engineer by training. I went to Holy Child, did general science. Then I moved to KNUST to do chemical engineering.
Akusia is one of 90% of Ghanaian graduates who struggle to get employment after national service, as shown by research.
I had the opportunity to work, to do my national service at Ghana National Petroleum Corporation. So I was trained as a petroleum engineer. I had the opportunity to work offshore, the FPSOs for a while. And then I branched into shoemaking. I tried to get a job, but actually searching for a job in this country is a full-time job. I gave up after a while and then just decided to concentrate on learning the skill, the shoemaking skill.
I met her while she worked on some products for her clients. If I hadn't seen her make them, I would have thought these were made in footwear destinations in the West that many Ghanaians boast of owning. Akusia should be proud of herself, but she tells me sometimes she regrets taking this path given that the system here in Ghana is crushing.
The system will stifle you. The system is set up to, it's to make you fail. So if you, in true, we have a word called reinforcement, or if you are not determined that I'm not going to fail, or even though we fail, I'm not going to back out or end it or close down my business, as has happened to a lot of businesses in the past year. You close your shop one day and never come back.
What exactly in the system is crushing businesses? The founder of footwear fashion brand Newsroom Shoes tells me more.
Prices of goods go up every day. So let's take last year, for instance. If I go to town to buy a gallon of glue, let's say for 200 cedis in the morning, by afternoon, by the time I go back, the price has probably changed. Or the next morning. So it's so unpredictable. The system is so unpredictable. I can't price this shoe for 400 cedis on Monday, and someone will ask me for the price on Friday, and I'm telling it's 450. What has changed? I need to explain to the customer, okay, the local shoes are too expensive. Let me go for the foreign shoes. Maybe those are probably second-hand shoes, but the price is lower. So it affects me. Those who can come and buy the local shoes will rather opt for the foreign shoes because, well, they have what we call economies of scale. They are producing in huge quantities. It's mechanized. This is handmade. And for a shoe, I'll sell for 350 cedis here in Ghana. The same shoe will probably be selling for 350 USD online. So I'm affected. It really worries us. So the economies of scale, production is high, electricity is high, cost of materials is high. Charlie? The system is something else, honestly.
Recent power outages have compounded Akusia's woes. Her pace of work is now determined by the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG. Globally, the footwear industry is worth $15.3 billion. It is projected to be worth $19.86 billion by 2028. With Africa's growing population, this is an area to tap into. But Akusia decries the lack of support for startups like Newsroom Shoes.
Banks are not set up to support startups. Banks are set up to support existing businesses. They have to see evidence that you have made it. Oh, okay. Oh, you have a radio station here, then they're ready to give you a credit. Not somebody whose name is not known. And then I walk to a bank and I want you to give me 50K. What are you using it for? Oh, I want to use it for brand awareness. I want to use it for marketing. How do you intend to pay? Because, you don't know me. There are shoemaking brands that have been there longer than I am. So I'm a startup. I'm now trying to brand myself. I'm now trying to position myself. So if I'm doing brand awareness, if the money goes into brand awareness, it's not going to come probably within the next 1 year. It will take a while for me to establish myself, set my feet, and then the returns come. Which bank is ready to give you that? How are you going to pay that money? It's tough.
So has the government helped entrepreneurs like you?
No.
Because we heard of some Ghana Cares or Batampa project, there's some youth starts, there are so many government initiatives going on.
I am not a beneficiary of any of them. I'm not. During the COVID time, they asked us to apply for NBSSI. I haven't heard a word. I didn't get even a text message, so I don't know. Maybe others have benefited. I haven't.
U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris was right. Female entrepreneurs need all the funds they can get.
The United States of America will work alongside our partners each and every day to close gender gaps here and around the world. And ultimately, our belief is that the empowerment of women is rooted in the concept of freedom. Not just freedom from violence or want, but freedom to create one's own future. A freedom we desire for all people.
Hopefully, the fine speeches will translate into sustainable support sooner than later. This is because not only is the crushing system frustrating young entrepreneurs, many of them have their families pushing them to Japa, that is, to relocate entirely from Ghana to pursue their dreams where the grass looks greener. And that is the current dilemma of Akosua.
Well, that will be it for Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. Our website, citinewsroom.com, has many more stories for you. Subscribe to Citi TV on YouTube for more exclusive video content from Citi TV. You can also watch Citi TV on DSTV channel 363, on GoTV we're on channel 182. My name is Umaru Sandawado. Thank you for watching us.
Regardless of what your point of view may be, he holds a mirror for you to see the reflection of reality.
Two young men, brilliant student, best student in his school. He says, I believe in this as my identity, my religion. You say no. You won't take him because it breaks discipline. I think we should not be at the wrong side of history.
Dispassionate opinions that shape your point of view.
As for the president's credibility in terms of anti-corruption, I'm afraid to say it's in tatters.
An analytical and non-partisan
I'll give you a
point
proverb,
of view.
and I can proverb. This year, forget it.
Dialogue that informs your socio-political point of view.
I'm young enough to wait for God's opportunity tomorrow, and I'm not in a haste.
Are you lacing your boots for 2024?
Absolutely not.
They are not lacing. What time you see the shoe having wearing? What are they having boots?
No,
it's not Cambo.
A chance for the duty bearers to provide the citizens with an honest point of view.
We are being given rare and privileged access to a building which is part of the National Operations Directorate.
And we are so determined, to fight all manner of crime. Even the broad daylight robberies that we're seeing and the footage saying, we can say that we are going all out, to make sure that we contain them.
educative chit-chat from the expert's point of view.
No, there is. In fact, that rumor has been said about so many vaccines. People said the tetanus vaccine causes infertility, and we are trying to make our women infertile. No, it's not true.
On the Point of View with Bernard Avler, every Monday and Wednesday at 9 p.m. only on Citi TV.
The season of sacrifice, rebirth, and compassion is here again. And as it is done every year, we will be celebrating it exceptionally with our Easter special program on Citi TV. Let's come together with one heart and mind as we commemorate the death and resurrection of our Lord Jesus Christ with edifying songs of worship, exaltation, and praise on the 7th and 9th of April 2023. It's going to be a memorable experience as we honor the Passion of Christ with song ministrations from Edinam Bright Davis and Cece Beidou on Good Friday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Lord, you are worthy, and I'm honored to sing your praise. King of glory,
there is no one like you. You deserve all praise, honor, glory to your name. Yes, Lord.
Later in the day, we will make your Good Friday extra special. We will bring you a live broadcast of the 25th anniversary of Harvest Praise on Citi TV at 4 p.m.